So we will talk about eicosanoids and ketone body. So what is icosa? Can anybody tell me what is icosa?
So I tried it fatty acid or what is?
Yes, great, excellent. It is fatty acid. But how many carbons?
20.
20, very good. So 20, icosa is 20. So eicosanoids are some compounds, the compounds that are derived from 20 carbon fatty acids. So remember, eicosanoids means the compounds that are derived from 20 carbon fatty acids. So what, and 20 carbon unsaturated fatty acids. What are these unsaturated fatty acids? So these unsaturated fatty acids are arachidonic acid. Arachidonic acid. And second, this is arachidonic. This is omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-6, sorry. Arachidonic is omega-6 fatty acid. Okay. It can be synthesized from linoleic acid. Linoleic acid. But it is considered essential. Arachidonic is considered essential. So there are, I told you, 2 essential plus arachidonic is also essential. There are 3 essential fatty acids. Why? Because arachidonic acid is utilized for eicosanoids. That is why arachidonic acid is utilized in a bit higher quantity. Therefore, we also include arachidonic acid into essential fatty acid. You can see this arachidonic acid is omega-6. Second fatty acid is thymnodenic acid. Thymnodenic acid. So this thymnodenic acid and arachidonic acid, both are 20 carbon fatty acids. These are derived from arachidonic acid and thymnodenic. Majority will be formed from arachidonic acid. So arachidonic acid will produce this eicosanoids, and less amount of this eicosanoids also derived from this thymnodenic acid. Remember, both will produce, and this arachidonic contributes much more than thymnodenic. Thymnodenic is called, arachidonic acid is icosa tetra, means 4 double bonds are there, tetraenoic acid. And then thymnodenic is icosa pentaenoic acid. Pentaenoic acid. So icosa tetra, and this is penta. This is tetra and this is penta. This is omega-6. This is omega-6. The more common is omega-6. This is omega-3. Remember, thymno is omega-3. So these 2 fatty acids are 20 carbon fatty acid, produces eicosanoids. Now we will talk about what are eicosanoids. These are eicosanoids. There are 3 types of eicosanoids. First is called prostanoids, and second is lipoxin, and third is leukotrienes, PLL. So PLL, prostanoids, lipoxin, and leukotrienes. Will you remember these 3 are eicosanoids? Will you remember 3?
Yes.
So you can see this third essential fatty acid, mainly arachidonic acid produced from, these are produced from arachidonic acid mainly. And this is omega-6 fatty acid. Other is also thymnodenic acid. Thymnodenic acid. This thymnodenic acid is icosa penta. This is icosa tetraenoic acid. Now this will produce prostanoids, lipoxin, and leukotrienes. You can see this prostanoids. What are prostanoids? Prostaglandins and thromboxanes are prostanoids. We will talk in detail about this. Lipoxin and leukotrienes. Now these two have, do you know what is inflammation? Does anybody know what is inflammation?
Yes.
Yes, tell me, what is inflammation, Rida?
Like pain, redness, heat,
Okay.
swelling.
Yes, pain, redness, heat. So if somebody hits you or bacteria infects somewhere, what happens? There will be swelling. There will be swelling in that region. With the swelling, there will be pain, there will be redness, and there will be heat. So this all, and there will be difficult if happens in your hand. So hand, you will have difficulty in working with hands. So this is called loss of function. So these 5 classical features are there for inflammation. So remember, inflammation is related to 5 classical features. If you memorize this all 5 features of inflammation, so it will help you in pathology also. So this is very basic of pathology. And this inflammation, these prostanoids are related to inflammation. These 2 prostaglandins are inflammatory. Okay? And this lipoxin is anti-inflammatory. Did you understand? In broad way, did you understand what is the function of prostaglandins?
Yes, sir.
So 2 are prostanoids and leukotrienes are inflammatory, and this is anti-inflammatory. Now, in addition to this function, this prostaglandins and thromboxane have normal function also. Normal function. It helps in normal function of body. We will talk about it. Normal function of body. So these are called physiological role. Prostanoids, especially prostaglandins, has physiological role as well, plus inflammation. And this leukotrienes is involved in only in inflammation. And this lipoxin is anti-inflammatory. If you remember this broad function, you will understand the things better. So this is the very important slide. If you remember the broad function, you will remember these all things. Now we will talk about how these prostaglandins are synthesized. So first, let's talk about the site of synthesis. I told you normal function is there. So this prostaglandins has normal function in different tissues, and they are normally present in different tissue. So these are renal, kidney, medulla of kidney, not cortex, medulla of kidney, renal medulla, lungs, uterus, so reproductive system, your respiratory system, renal system, reproductive, respiratory, and then cardiovascular system, heart and platelet, and your GI system. So all this system is influenced by prostaglandins. Your heart is involved by heart and vessels and platelets. They are involved by prostaglandins. Your liver is involved by prostaglandins. Your lungs is involved by prostaglandins. Your kidneys are involved by influenced by prostaglandins. Your GI tract is influenced by prostaglandins. You can see heart, lungs, liver, kidney, GI tract. So this 5. Remember, other tissues are also involved, but I will be focusing on this 5 only. So now prostacyclins. So we will talk about this prostacyclin. Prostacyclin is a type of prostaglandins only, and this role of prostacyclin is specifically in cardiovascular health. So it is very good for cardiovascular health. It is a very helper of cardiovascular, good for CVS system. So prostacyclin is very good type of prostaglandins. It helps cardiovascular system health. So this, remember, this is a very good man. Prostacyclins are very good people. Prostaglandins can be good. They are good generally, but sometimes can be bad as well. These prostacyclins are always good. This thromboxanes is bad. They call it bad. So I will tell you, thromboxanes are bad. They will try to clump platelet and will cause cardiovascular morbidity. In excess, if thromboxanes are synthesized, it will cause cardiovascular morbidity. Now leukotrienes, you can see leukotrienes, these are synthesized from mast cell basophil. So you know mast cell basophil, they secrete many different inflammatory mediators, and leukotrienes is one of them. And this is leukotrienes is very severely inflammatory. We will talk about this. And lipoxins are anti-inflammatory. They are present in leukocytes, heart, brain, spleen. So these are the sources where you will see prostaglandins, prostanoids, and leukotrienes and lipoxins. So let's see the synthesis. So synthesis will be mainly from membrane lipid. So you know the membrane lipid. This is membrane lipid. Isn't this membrane lipid? Can you see this membrane lipid? which this unsaturated fatty acid is attached at what position of this membrane lipid, phospholipid? Can anybody tell me? At which position of this phospholipid unsaturated fatty acid is attached?
The second carbon.
Yes, tell me.
The second carbon.
Thank you. Second carbon. So second carbon, first carbon is saturated, second carbon is unsaturated, and this makes phosphate. This is phosphate. So this is phosphate head, this is phosphate head, and this is, you can see, one is straight, another is. So this second carbon has got unsaturated fatty acid, and this second unsaturated fatty acid will be removed by this enzyme 2 by A2. This is called PLPA2. You can easily remember 2 or 2 carbon. So phospholipase A2 will cut this bond and remove fatty acid, arachidonic acid, from this carbon. This arachidonic acid, from this arachidonic acid, all eicosanoids are synthesized through different action of different enzymes. There are 2 pathways for synthesis. One pathway is called cyclooxygenase pathway. One pathway is cyclooxygenase pathway. Will you remember the name of pathway? Other is lipoxygenase pathway. So this is the most important slide of synthesis of this eicosanoids. This is the most important slide for synthesis of eicosanoids. So will you remember these 2 pathway name? Cyclooxygenase pathway and lipoxygenase pathway. This is lipid bilayer. Now, to this lipid bilayer, one enzyme will act. Which enzyme will act? Can anybody tell me?
Phospholipase A2.
Great. Phospholipase PLA2. Phospholipase A2 will remove which fatty acid?
Arachidonic acid.
Arachidonic acid. Arachidonic acid has how many double bonds?
4.
4 double bonds. This is called, that is why it is called icosa tetraenoic acid. Tetra. And it is an essential because it is utilized in very high quantity. It is not because it cannot be produced in our body, but because it is utilized in very higher quantity. That is why it is an essential fatty acid. Now, so how many pathways are there?
2.
How many pathways are there for this transformation of this arachidonic acid?
2 pathways.
Tell me name of this pathway. First is cycle and oxygen. What is this pathway? One is lipid plus oxygen. So 2 pathways I told you to remember. One is cyclooxygenase. This is the name of enzyme. Cyclooxygenase pathway. Okay. Second is which pathway? Lipid oxygen. What is this pathway name? Lipoxygenase. So cyclooxygenase and lipoxygenase, 2 pathways are there. So from this cyclooxygenase pathway, what is synthesized? Prostanoids. Okay.
Yes, sir.
From this cyclooxygenase pathway, what is synthesized? Prostanoids. P. And from this lipoxygenase pathway, what is synthesized? This LL. Lipoxin and leukotrienes. Will you remember this? This much?
Mhm.
Just two enzymes. One is phospholipase A2 that will act on membrane lipid and release arachidonic acid. After arachidonic acid is released inside the cell, this is cell membrane, this is cell. So based on different cell, there are different cell. It is this both enzymes are not present in same cell, remember. Okay? This enzyme is present in different cell, this enzyme is present in different cell. Based on presence of this enzyme, the pathway will happen. If cyclooxygenase enzyme is present, so prostanoids will be synthesized. And this is called cyclooxygenase pathway. So we call prostanoids are synthesized through cyclooxygenase pathway. And this pathway, either this pathway happens is present in one cell or this, not both. So cyclooxygenase pathway produce prostanoids, and this lipoxygenase, this is enzyme name. So lipoxygenase enzyme will act on this molecule and it will convert this arachidonic acid into lipoxygen or leukotrienes. This cyclooxygenase enzyme will act on this, it will convert into prostanoids. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
So try to remember just two-step process. This is the easiest among the pathway. First, removal of this arachidonic, release of this arachidonic acid. Second is these two enzymes. If one enzyme is present in one cell, other enzyme will be present in other cell. So based on the presence of these enzymes, either prostanoid or lipoxygens or leukotrienes are synthesized. So lipoxygenase pathway will produce lipoxygen leukotrienes, and cyclooxygenase pathway will produce prostanoids. So this is the most important thing. If you remember this much, this is that is more than sufficient for your level. So you must not forget. That is why I'm spending time on it. So did you all understand? I want more response.
Yes, sir.
Release of this is cyclooxygenase pathway will produce prostanoids. Lipoxygenase pathway will produce this lipoxygenase enzyme. An enzyme, this enzyme is given name pathway. So enzyme involving lipoxygenase is called lipoxygenase pathway. Enzyme involved is cyclooxygenase. Why cyclooxygenase? The compound you will see, it will be cyclic compound here. So you will see a cyclic pentane type of, and then this tail you will see type of molecule is formed from this. Here you will not see this cyclic compound. This is fatty acid will be formed like this, just like this. Open cycle will be there. Open fatty acid will be there. So this is lipoxygen and leukotrienes. There will not be cycle, and here the molecule will have cycle, and that is why cyclooxygenase, and this is called lipoxygenase. This enzyme is called lipoxygenase, and this enzyme is called cyclooxygenase, and this pathway is called cyclooxygenase pathway. This is lipoxygenase. Lipoxygenase pathway will produce leukotrienes and lipoxygen, and cyclooxygenase pathway will produce prostaglandins. So this is the pathway. Till now you have understood. This is step 1, and this is step 2. And there are two types of lipoxygenase enzyme, and based on that lipoxygenase different. So 5 lipoxygenase enzyme will produce leukotrienes, and 15 will produce lipoxygen. So you can see this 5 is a lower name and larger molecule. So larger molecule carrying larger name. This 5 lipoxygenase will produce leukotrienes, and 15 lipoxygenase will produce lipoxygen. So both are lipoxygenase. So we will see what is. First, let's talk about this, how this prostaglandin is synthesized. So prostaglandin is synthesized in this sequence. First, just don't bother about anything. Just remember this first prostaglandin, this enzyme will convert this arachidonic acid into this prostaglandin G2. And then this G2 will convert into H2 by this enzyme. And then there are different enzymes. So you don't have to study about those enzymes. That is a good thing about this. So those different enzymes that are present in a particular tissues, so they will produce this different type of prostaglandins. This prostaglandins name is D, E, F, and I. So G, H, then you can remember initially G and H, then D, E, F, and I2. So these 4 prostaglandins are functional prostaglandins. Functional. These are not functional. They are in the pathway only during synthesis. These are functional. So D, E, F, and I2. So we will talk about the function of these prostaglandins, not G and H, because G and H are the part of prostaglandin just in the pathway. So this H2 will ultimately convert into this, and this will perform function. And from this H2 only, thromboxane A2 will also be synthesized. And why is given 2 position? Because the compound that is formed because of this, these all compounds have 2 double bond, and that is why this is 2 is given. 2 double bond is there. All have 2 double bond, and that is why 2 is given. Now, did you understand this prostaglandin synthesis here?
Yes, sir.
The prostaglandin synthesis, and we will talk little bit about leukotrienes. We will focus more on prostaglandins. You can see this leukotrienes. Leukotrienes is easy to remember. A, B, C, D, E. A from A, B is from C, D, E. So these are conjugated leukotrienes. C, D, E are conjugated leukotrienes. These are non-conjugated. We will talk about the molecular structure. So leukotrienes are 5 types: A, B, C, D, E. Lipoxin is also 2 types, A and B. We will talk about that. So even if you don't remember leukotrienes, that is not a problem, but prostaglandins is important. Now you can see lipoxin can also be synthesized from leukotrienes, A. So these are the first process is not shown here. It is not seen here, but this is the release of this. First step is release of arachidonic acid. Now second stage is this 2, either cyclooxygenase or lipoxygenase enzyme will act, and third step is this tissue specific enzyme that will convert this H2 into I2, and this cyclooxygenase will convert G2 to H2, and from H2 respective prostaglandin will be synthesized by this tissue specific enzymes, isomerases, that will isomerize this into this. So these are the synthesis overall about synthesis of prostaglandins and leukotrienes. Okay, this is the very important, most important slide. You must not forget. Very, very important slide in terms of concept. Now see, so this is shown as mobilization. Just you can see this mobilization. This is arachidonic acid, and this arachidonic acid is present in second carbon. Now phospholipase A2 will release this arachidonic acid. This is arachidonic acid, so will be released, and this arachidonic acid will be utilized for synthesis. This is first step. Is shown in different slides. Now you can. This is first step. It is not. It is above here. So this is first step. You can see this is first step here. Now second step is cyclooxygenase. Let's only focus on this cyclooxygenase pathway. This cyclooxygenase only. Let's focus on this cyclooxygenase only. So cyclooxygenase, you will see here, cyclooxygenase is of 2 types also. Cyclooxygenase is of 2 types. So I'm not talking about lipoxygenase. The cyclooxygenase is the enzyme utilized for what?
Prostanoids.
Yes, prostanoids. Cyclooxygenase is for prostanoids. Now, there are 2 types of cyclooxygenase. Both will produce prostanoids. There are 2 types of cyclooxygenase. One is cyclooxygenase in short called COX, COX-1, and second is COX-2. And this COX-1, for biochemistry, this talking about enzyme becomes important, and there is significance. This COX-1 is called constitutive enzyme. Constitutive. Or what does constitutive means? Home keeping. This is like for maintenance, this is involved in normal physiological activity. COX-1 is involved in normal physiological activity. But this is related to inflammation. COX-2 is related to inflammation. and this will produce inflammatory mediators. And that is why this COX-1 is present in the tissue. For example, this tissue are your intestine, stomach, your heart, your lungs, your kidney. This tissue, your reproductive system, especially uterus, also in male organ, but uterus has more significance. We will talk about that. These organs have this type 1, and few have type 2 also, but majorly this organ normally function on type 1 COX. And this type 1 COX is not inducible, means it cannot be induced by any other hormones. What is induced means this concentration of COX-1 cannot be increased. Okay, this concentration of COX-2 can be increased or decreased. This is inducible. COX-2 is inflammation and inducible. Inflammation and inducible. COX-1 is non-inducible. So remember these two basic differences between this COX-1 and COX-2. Both will produce prostaglandins, but this is inducible, this is non-induced. This is inducible. You can see many things are stimulating this. Cytokines, endotoxins, bacterial endotoxin, growth factors, tumor promoters, this will stimulate this COX-2. These are present in macrophages, inflammatory cells, and they are something that can inhibit this. Drugs can inhibit, selective drugs, these are drugs, name of drugs. So there are inducers. So in this induce, there is no inducer for COX-1. So I will like to finish my lecture here. So we will start our lecture from this. Remember these two types of and tissue distribution for also for these two types of COX-1 and COX-2. Okay, COX-1 and COX-2. Remember this tissue distribution. This is very, very important. These are very, very important concepts. If you remember it, this concept will be utilized for your pathology. For your pathology, understanding of pathology in when you progress through your courses.